verehrten Austrian Darts Open 2023. Die Finalsession live und präsentiert von der PDC Europe hier aus der Steiermark-Halle in Graz. Wir kommen zu unserem letzten Viertelfinale und begrüßen auf der Bühne aus England die aktuelle Nummer 13 der Welt mit 4 Titeln auf der Pro Tour. Ein Finalist bei den Players Championship Finals. Hier kommt Heavy Metal Ryan Searle. Sein Gegner kommt aus den Niederlanden. Die Nummer 3 der Welt. Der aktuelle Premier League World Matchplay und World Grand Prix Champion. Der Titelverteidiger hier in Graz. Und der dreifache Champion of the World. Mighty Michael Gerwen.
3 years ago, in February 2020, Ryan Searle won his first PDC ranking title on the tour, and he beat Michael van Gerwen in the final. It was the first time that he'd won a title. It was the first time that he'd beaten MVG. And he said that that was a result of months and months and months, if not years, of visualising, playing in a final, in a ranking event against MVG. And when he really needed it, being able to take out the shots that mattered, to hit the doubles, to hit the winning double. Since then, he's won 3 more titles, 1 per year, in fact. He's already bagged 1 this year, and he's been brilliant on the Pro Tour. Can he visualise beating MVG on a big stage for the first time? It's the first time they've met in big stage play. He'll have thought about it, he'll have dreamt about it. But can he do it to not only reach the semi-finals here in Graz, but also end the perfect record that Michael van Gerwen has in this venue, the Steiermark-Halle in Graz? Rob Malarkey is alongside me to see if Heavy Metal can do the job and set up a semi-final against Josh Rock.
Yeah, and since that win in that final that you referred to, Dan, in the early stages of the 2020 season, that of course was interrupted just a few weeks later anyway, Searle has won a further 2 encounters with Michael van Gerwen. MVG won their first 4 meetings, but Searle has won the last 3.
Yeah, he didn't want MVG to be reminded of that this afternoon. He was asked on stage and said, don't tell him, don't rile him up. I know what happens when he gets a thought in his head. Something like this often.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, 7 meetings on the Pro Tour, all Players' Championship matches, but this is a different stage, a different environment, and a different opportunity for Ryan Searle to underline his credentials once again. But as you say, Michael van Gerwen on this stage is impenetrable. 12 successive wins, including the 2 that he's had this weekend.
Tournament averages coming into this game, Ryan Searle is actually better than MVG's. He's not been brilliant so far, MVG. but he does have a habit of turning on when he needs to.
Yeah, the average took a bit of a hit, didn't it, when he threatened to allow Henderson back into that match yesterday.
Oh, lovely.
Searle.
86 checkout, 14 dart break, advantage Searle. Well, Van Gerwen was in danger against John Henderson in his opening game. Simon Whitlock, he kind of brushed aside, but he's been nowhere near the high-octane, terrifying, dominant Michael Van Gerwen that we've seen so often on the European Tour, as he's won more than 30 of these titles. And in fact, he's only won one title this year. He's not on top of the Premier League anymore either.
171.
Write him off at your peril, mind.
Yeah, and I mentioned those 12 wins that he's had on the stage here. It's actually 17 wins in succession since his last defeat in this tournament, if you include the one that he had in Vienna when it was held there as well. So wherever it's been held, MVG has delivered more often than not in Austria. And he has the opportunity now to get that break back straight away.
Filled up the treble 19s, then filled up the treble 20s. 6 brilliant darts from MVG to leave 92, but if it doesn't go, he's in danger. Double top. Rescued it. And listen to that from Michael Van Gerwen. That is a message to Ryan Searle.
14 dart break for Searle, 12 dart break for MVG, 1 apiece. Searle was in position on 46, but he didn't get the opportunity. And that thing you mentioned with Searle about him playing out those
93
scenarios in his mind, he's spoken about that quite a lot, hasn't he, as well? He talks, he's got this, well, I don't know if he's still got it, but that man cave environment that he set up at home in Somerset really helped him move his career forward, advance his career.
76.
Well, he's been practicing with Gary Anderson pretty regularly at the start of this year. It's certainly helped Gary's game, and it appears to have helped Ryan's. But Michael Van Gerwen has hit 2 180s, a 174 and a 171, and we're only in the third leg.
98. Michael required 124.
Yeah, Searle, one of those players whose rise from the Challenge Tour to Pro Tour really has been as impressive as it has been rapid as well. He came through the Challenge Tour the same year as Rob Cross in 2016 as MVG takes the lead in this one. We are on throw, 1 break apiece, 1 hole there for MVG.
100.
He was brilliant this afternoon, Ryan Searle. Average 103 and beating Rob Cross by 6 legs to 3, and he only hit 180 in that game. He has got more gears. He might need to find all of them, with Van Gerwen starting like this. Oh, beautiful.
Looks to be in his stride now, doesn't he? Searle did have his best ever run on a European Tour stage fairly recently. That was at the start of this year at the Baltic Sea Open in Kiel in northern Germany.
Well, this is electrifying from Michael Van Gerwen right now. 12 darter, 13 darter, this for a potential 11 darter. 12 will do. Pump of the fist from MVG. 2 12s and a 13. 37 darts to win 3 consecutive legs.
Yeah, and that's what, 115, 120 average over those 3 legs. Just ominous, isn't it? MVG, I think, has maybe arrived at the Austrian Darts Open, I can say, sluggish in the closing stages against Henderson last night. Didn't have to do a great deal of thought against Whitlock, who looked below par today. But was always in control of that one as well.
43.
Oh.
90.
Well, only 90 scored, but another potential 4-visit leg. And right now,
81.
Michael Van
Buck will
Gerwen
require 97.
is threatening to break some records here. If you're going to end up throwing those 120 or very high 100-teens averages and breaking
48.
records, you'll realise come the end of this game, odd stray darts like that can end up costing you records.
Buck will require
To go and average 118.66 like Chizzy did, that's a Eurotour record. You can't make mistakes.
33.
And just this leg in itself might be the one which stops him from finishing with 120 average. But, I mean, it's still brutality from Van Gerwen.
140. Buck will require
Yeah, we used that word last night, didn't we? Inconvenience. This will slightly inconvenience MVG. He'll want to put this one to bed sooner, though, because Searle has moved into position in the meantime. And he's busted his score. It was a little bit crowded on that double-eight bed. He had to go to the south of it, but went too far. 56 here for Searle. 2 darts at tops for the ultimate steal, really.
36.
2 darts at tops. Surely those sort of things have to go with MVG playing in this manner, because he does finally get the leg. It is a 20 darter, but it's enough for a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, 2 breaks to the good as well here. Searle up against it. The average has taken a bit of a nosedive there, as you can well imagine, but I think all in all, this is a much better display from MVG if he can maintain this sort of standard between now and the end of the match. Rather untimely, isolated chant there, just as Searle was setting up that second dart.
137.
And already Searle is in a spot of bother in this one as well.
95.
Well, it shouldn't have any effect. Ryan Searle is towing the hockey and throwing the darts himself, and what Michael Van Gerwen does should not have any effect. But that little burst there of 4 legs, where Van Gerwen is just going 180, 174, 177, smashing in 11 and 12 darters for fun, it's got to rattle you, because it seems irrelevant what you do.
134. Ryan requirement 145.
Well, this might have to go, Ryan. Yeah, gets the treble 15 for tops. It's in.
Double top.
105.
Well, it's 3 consecutive misses at double top. There's been some good stuff around it, but he's not hitting the doubles, and Michael Van Gerwen is 5-1 up. He lost the first leg. He has rattled off 5 on the spin. We're nowhere near record territory, but my word, this has been devastating.
Yeah, but for that 4th leg that he won in the 5th leg,
57.
we might have been looking at something pretty special. I mean, it's ominous, as I say. And dare say Josh Rock will be keeping half an eye on this one as well backstage.
It's looking increasingly likely that it's another Michael Van Gerwen versus Josh Rock encounter. And we've seen that before, and it usually delivers. Remember the Grand Slam? 9 darter from Josh Rock.
140.
Ton 40 from Searle met with a ton 40 from MVG. Just can't get any sort of distance between the two of them, can it? And there's the slip, and this is where MVG can make his move on throw again.
Well, Price has been the man to stop him in the last 2 European tours, and they've been brilliant games where Van Gerwen has been excellent and Price has just been better. But Price is not here this weekend. And at the minute, nobody seems able to stop Michael Van Gerwen. Nobody has ever stopped him in this venue.
45.
Not made life easy for himself there.
42. 62. Marker requires 71.
Well, this could be the end of the road for Ryan Searle. Won't be another European Tour semi-final because Michael van Gerwen has reeled off that 7th leg in fairly swift fashion, you have to say. It's a ton-plus average for Michael van Gerwen, just about in the end. It would have been interesting had he maintained his levels in that 5th leg when he had that 20 darter, but I don't think he'll care too much about that. That was a real lesson there for Ryan Searle and Michael van Gerwen. If he was aware of that run of victories that Searle had against him, he certainly exacted some revenge, and he has set up what promises to be an enthralling and mouth-watering semi-final against the number 15 seed, Josh Rock. The semi-final lineup is now complete. We'll get the last 4 underway very shortly between Daryl Gurney and Johnny Clayton.
Michael van Gerwen komplettiert die Halbfinals. Der Interwelten Austrian Darts Open. Michael, congratulations. 6-1 against Ryan Searle. He didn't play badly there, but you just played really, really well. Ton-plus average, and it looks like you're getting into the gear just about the right time.
Yeah, and I still made too many mistakes, but I think overall I played okay. I didn't make too many mistakes. My scoring power was there when I had to, and that's what you want to do if you want to win games. And it's been good so far, but there's still a long way to go.
It is a long way to go, and you know these final sessions on the European Tour better than anybody else. And it can be difficult, but it looks like more often than not, obviously, you find the highest gear at the right time.
You have to find the right gear, it's been a long tournament already, and days like this are very intense, and there's a lot of pressure you have to deal with, and you also have to deal with a lot of circumstances, and you have to deal with it in the right way, and I think I'm doing that, and for that on, I need to make sure I'm doing it later on in the stage again, and I'm now in the semi-final. I've not won anything yet, but it goes good. Cruise control is on.
I mean, you just mentioned the circumstances there. Obviously, it's very hot in here. We've had venues where it's very hot. We've had venues where it's a bit colder. Some players complain about that. We never hear that from you.
No, I'd rather have it hot than windy, like last Thursday in the Premier League, or cold. Do you know what I mean? If it's cold, your muscles are tense, and then it's difficult to throw. Probably the other dart players can see that because they're not professional enough.
Michael, congratulations and best of luck in the semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, mighty Michael van Gerwen.